Hi everyone, this is the fifth and final round of the qualification part of this tournament, and the top four of these battles will advance to the semi-finals. And I'm starting out with a mulligan here, down to 6 cards and a scry, and I'm playing Peter's brother Morten, and he's on white, red and splash black disco trolls. He starts out with a mountain, and I start out with something under a glare. It's a factory and an underground sea into a demonic tutor. So yeah, I think I'll probably just go for an ancestral recall here. That would be my usual play anyway, but it depends on what's in the hand. Here we are. Okay. Oh, and he might twist me for 2. Uh-oh. So let's hope he doesn't pick it. He takes one of the dewsums and a strip mine. So yeah, that's the splash, but we rebound quickly with the ancestral recall. So now I guess it's, well, they have nullified each other, as the recall is 1 card in itself, so it provides a 2 card advantage, and the Mind Twist has taken 2 cards. Oh, sorry, I'm up a card because Mind Twist has cost him a card as well. So we put down a Spectre, and true to form, it gets immediately bolted out. In some matchups against red, those Hypnotic Spectres are not worth much. So we try with the Sinkia Vampire instead, and it immediately starts to Plowshare. It even cost me a bunch of damage because of those couple of City of Brass, but at least I'm pretty mana fixed now. So he shoots me with a Chain Lightning while I'm tapped out, and I attack with the factory because he's used so many bolts, but I probably realized that he must have a bolt in hand since he uses a Chain Lightning, but had to draw it anyway, and we have enough mana. And at this point I'd rather have him shoot down a factory than I'd lose a Hypnotic Spectre. So he puts down a factory and we sinkhole it. I'm not sure what kind of special lands he plays with, if he has Maces of Earth or a Library of Alexandria, but we'll try to remove the factory then. So he bolts me, and then he wheels. So that's a big card advantage he gets there. He emptied his hand before he cast it. Okay. Putting down a Badlands. I'm actually under a lot of pressure here. There's a lot of burn in that deck. So he puts down a Mana Vault. Could Fireball for something awful at this point, but he chooses to use it immediately. He puts down an Oath-Din Troll. That's probably not how you pronounce it, but I don't know. Okay, so he has a single red mana untapped to regenerate that troll. So tap the City of Brass and bolt it. And so he regenerates, and take another point of damage, picking a card from the Library of Alexandria. At least I got into range for that, and then I bolted again. So that's 1 dead troll. It did cost a lot though. So we put out a Spectre, and he taps his Mana Vault, I suppose. How did he do that? Okay, he pays for it now, I think. Okay. Then he draws a card. And I have no idea what's going on here. Okay. So I think he paid for it now. That's a debatable play because he drew his hand now, but never mind. This is a friendly tournament. So that's a disc. And it didn't make any difference, I think, what he tapped. He just had to think a bit about it. So we have a couple of factories in order to put some pressure on him. And after that disc untaps, will be dangerous to attack with them because he can just activate it and I'll lose both lands immediately. But it doesn't really matter because as soon as I attack with it, I was ready to pump it with the other factory, he just disenchants it. So he probably has at least one more disenchant there. Oh no, probably not, because he has the disc against the Underworld Dreams. I was thinking that he wouldn't use his last disenchant when he knows that I'm playing as many Underworld Dreams as I do, but he has a disc against it. And Morten knows my deck fairly well. We've played casual get-togethers before. And he's done very well at this tournament so far. So I attack him and he sorts the plowshares. It's actually pretty amazing because I don't think Morten has any power, so he's probably the highest seeded non-powered deck at this point. It just goes to show you that it is possible in old school to, if you have a good deck, to make it work without Mermoxen and Lotus and the blue power. But most of the decks I see being successful in this is some sort of red-white setup usually. Okay, so he chooses for the balance. That's an excellent play. So I'm losing my entire hand again. This is a brutal card advantage. He's up 2.5. There's a disc out. At least I have a chaos orb, but so I elect to bolt him just before I empty my hand, and he sacks a bunch of lands because I have a fewer lands in play than he has. So he pays to untap on the mana vault again. And he wants to see my graveyard here. I'm not really sure if he plays with animate dead. That would be hilarious. If you could just snatch a Yuuzhan from down there. Okay, so he plays another troll. He has a single plateau untapped. He probably wanted to check how many lightning bolts I've used so far. And he asks if he discs, if he can regenerate, and if I use the orb on his troll, if it has to regenerate again. And I believe it has to. And we ask some other players, and they believe it has to regenerate twice as well. So he can't disc now and survive a Chaos Orb flip. But feel free to let us know in the comments. We could be wrong. That's how we played it anyway. That it was like 2 instances of destruction on that troll, one from the Chaos Orb, and after that one from the Mineral's Disc. So he likes to untap his mana vault and attack with the troll. And he probably will wait for my attack with the factory before he activates the disc. I'll put down a Spectre just to try and force the disc. But that disc is really holding me back at this point. And he has actually drawn more cards than I have in this game, I think, if you count the balance and the Mind Twist. And he attacks with the troll again. And puts down another troll. So this is not going well. I attack him with the Spectre, but as he doesn't have any cards in hand, he can just allow it to get in. So I cast Wheel of Fortune. I need to get something here in order to get back into this game. I'm slowly losing control of it. Tapping the Library of Alexandria, so I'm within lower range again now. Playing a Lotus and sacking it. And playing a Serendipity Freed. So that thing can block the trolls now. And it can also force the disc. And it does. So I might as well activate the Chaos Orb. Just to get a land, because the Chaos Orb is going to die now. So we have the Orb flipping, and it actually is above his card, but because it's on top of one of my cards, it doesn't actually touch his dual land. And Morten is asking if this actually will make the Orb fail, because it can never touch the card as it's on top of one of my other cards. So we ask the other players again, and the ruling is that anything it would have touched, I mean under the card, would die. It doesn't really matter, it's just a plateau, but that's the ruling anyway. But it reminds me to just get rid of any other card in the vicinity when I Chaos Orb. So he pulls out top decks a Strip Mine and removes my Library of Alexandria. And that's bad, because I was actually within lower range at this point. Then he bolts me. And bolts me again. And that's game. So that's 1-0 for the red, white and black Disco Troll. Excellent play. I knew it was very risky to give him a full hand when he plays with as much burn as he does, but I had no other way to play, I think. I needed to get something done, draw into some Swords to Plowshares against his trolls. So this is the second match, and it's after sideboarding. I have sideboarded against Blood Moons here, obviously using Blue Blasts and Minerals Discs and stuff like that. Also put in an extra Divine Offering, because he's a burn deck and he has those discs. I'd like to stop them and then munch for life. So I think I have a turn 1 Library of Alexandria here, following up with a City of Brass. Oh, and there's a Blood Moon. And as a response, I use Ancestral Recall. And now I have 2 mountains instead. So, yeah, that's not good. It's actually one of the situations I really wanted to avoid here. At least I have the discs, and I also have Moxen in order to provide colored mana to get the Disenchants of Blue Blasts going. But it's a very dangerous situation here. Putting down a Scrubland, which is also a mountain. And then a Lotus. Okay, so we have some colored mana from it. And then I wheel. I know it doesn't provide me any card advantage, but I need to get rid of that Blood Moon. So hopefully we can draw into something here that will allow us to do that, and the Lotus can provide whatever kind of mana we need. And Morten takes 1 point of damage from that tapped Mana Vault, and then he puts down a City in a Bottle. And even though the Library of Alexandria and the City of Brass is actually mountains now, they still count as Arabian Night cards. So they're both destroyed. So that's a lot of hate against my deck there. That's a Black Mox and a Chaos Orb. And I elect to Chaos Orb his Blood Moon. I mean, both are valid targets, but it's the Blood Moon that's the most dangerous at this point. And I have, when the Blood Moon is gone, I'll have way more mana to deal with that City in a Bottle. It disenchants a Divine Offering. And there's the first troll. It's a Sedge troll this time. Okay. So it's an excellent creature. A 2/2 troll that regenerates with black mana and gets +1/+1 if its controller has any swamps. Okay. So we remove his City in a Bottle with a Divine Offering. And now I can get out a Djinn. I really like having added white to this deck. It feels like I have a lot more outs, even though it has slowed the deck down a bit without those visuals. It's, in my opinion, totally worth it, or so it seems at this point. He double bolts the Juicem Djinn and then gets in for 3 damage with the troll. And I'm a bit mana screwed here. He uptaps it, mana vault, and keeps Badlands untapped for his troll, in case I bolt it. There's a plateau, and he comes for another swing, and I just source the Plowshares it. And then he pushed down another troll. It's actually a problem because I need something that can block it here. Preferably something I can cast. Okay, but we have another source to Plowshares. So he's just accumulating life at this point, and I'm fighting just to keep him away from me. And we sinkhole the factory. Still just doing our best to survive. And there's a big fireball. 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I can't see 10 perhaps. Yeah, 11 points of damage. That's a lot. So we got out of City of Brass. That's perfect because now we have access to blue mana, even though I don't have much life to lose at this point. So he Mind Twists my hand, and I attack him with the Serendip, and he fireballs me again. And I ask him here, how much do you fireball me for? And he fireballs me for what is needed. Fair enough, I solved the Plowshare, my own Serendip freed. So now I'm at 3 life. But I was feeling like I cheated death there, but he had a Chain Lightning. So yeah, that's a 2-0 loss against the Troll Disco deck. Brutal. It was like, I was flying pretty high at this point with a good record, and then I just get crushed by all the hate, Blood Moons, City in a Bottle, and a lot of trolls. So the final score was tallied, and even though I lost this one 2-0, I actually qualified for the top 4 in the tournament. I was seated at as first place in a good while at the tournament, and those people I've met also had a higher win percentage, so I think that helped me in this regard. So even though I was soundly defeated here, we survived. So we made it to top 4. That was what I hoped for, and I'll try to get the quarterfinals out as soon as possible, and I'll see you then. Thank you for watching.